Okay, we're back, man, with Manch Malevolent, and I was wondering, yes, indeed, indeed. Okay, you've been pretty controversial on some of the things you say on Facebook regarding religion and stuff like that. How do you feel? What is your take on it?
On religion?
Yes.
Oh man, religion is a tool.
Yes.
It's a tool that men use to control men.
Mm-hmm.
Same as government. Same as society.
Yeah.
Same as money.
Yeah.
Same as economics.
Yeah.
Racism. It's a system of control.
Yeah.
Basically, if you get deep into it and you read a little something, I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. One thing I have to give that organization love and respect for, even though I don't practice that shit no more,
Yeah.
is they do teach their people how to read and how to research. So that's
Yeah.
one thing, I give them love for that.
Yeah.
Because of that, it has inspired me. I feel like I pick up books and actually read things a lot more than other people my age. But if you read, if you get deep into it, most religions have the same basic philosophies. They have the same rules, if you will. So like things like, love your neighbor, don't kill, don't steal. Those same basic premises are in every religion. And I just feel like ultimately at the end of the day, if we would all obey God's laws, obeys the laws that he gave us, there wouldn't be a need to have religion.
Yes.
Because if we all follow, like, let's just take for example, the 10 Commandments. You know what I mean? There's actually, I think, like 200 laws in that list, but people always concentrate on the first 10.
Yeah.
If we actually took those 10 Commandments and actually applied them to our life and lived by them, and everyone on this planet did it, do not kill, do not steal, do not covet, just basic humanity, there'd be no need to identify yourself as a Christian or a Muslim or a Hindu, because we'd all just act right.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have to label ourselves. And that's another thing religion does. It separates us. It's another category, another form for us to separate, this country from that country or this race from that race. Any war you look back on has always been about this group of guys who's going to come over here and force this group of guys to pray to their God.
Yeah, yeah.
Either that or they use that as an excuse so they can go over there and take somebody's money or land. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, shit is bullshit, man. I mean, especially for black people in America,
Yeah.
a lot of these Negroes, massa whipped Jesus into them so tough.
Yeah.
So tough.
Yeah.
They can't even consider. You bring something up about history, about Christianity. Oh, I'm not going to debate with you. I know Jesus Christ is the Lord. Well, man, are you serious?
Yeah,
I mean, they can't even consider facts.
Yeah.
I've had people tell me before, like devout black Christians, aka house Negroes. I've had them tell me before, facts don't matter. Have faith in the Lord. I was like, man, that's some slave master shit right there. Master told your great great grandpa. Into him, you know what I'm saying? What's it into him? What's your name? What's your name? Kunta. No. What's your name? Toby. Who you worship? Jesus. That's really what it was, man. They hate when I say that shit, but that's what it was.
Yeah.
And just peep this out, man. I just want to paraphrase this from Dr. Umar Johnson, because this is something that black people never think about.
Yeah.
Okay? If you've been going to the same church in your black community, so you've been going there for 20 years, right? Sister Johnson been going there 35, 40 years.
Yeah.
Every Sunday, she come to church, and she put $20, $30. Sometimes a good week for her, she put in $50 in the collection plate or the contribution box, whatever they call it, at your establishment, right? So you're going in there, you're giving money to the church every week. Well, guess what? Not one of those black churches has their money in a black-owned bank. They're all in white-owned banks. So guess what? Those white-owned banks take your black Jesus money. And again, I'm quoting Umar Johnson, paraphrasing it here because this was a powerful piece of information that I seen. I want to share it with y'all. You take your black Jesus money, give it to the black church, who then takes it and puts it in a white-owned bank.
Yeah.
Well, guess what the white-owned bank does?
Yeah.
Now, and this don't have nothing to do with racism or hate or nothing like that. It's just business. So this white-owned bank takes your money that you invest in your black church, and they invest it in white contracting and construction companies.
Yeah.
those white-owned contractors and construction companies come into your ghetto where your grandmama lived for 35, 40 years, where Sister Johnson owns her house now. They come in and gentrify that shit. They build Starbucks and Subways and put in a new gas station and a strip mall, and guess what? Now all of a sudden, after 30 or 40 years, it's too expensive for you to live in the community that you grew up in. It's too expensive for Sister Johnson and Big Mama to own their house anymore because the property tax went. And guess what? You gave that money to Jesus. You gave that money to Jesus everywhere. You invested in the gentrification of your own community.
Wow.
We've seen it happen. I grew up mostly in the Northwest. You go down to like the CD in the South End these days. I remember in the 90s, if you seen a white dude down there, he was a real ass dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You didn't see too many white people out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, you don't see too many black people out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up part of my childhood in Northeast Portland. My parents still stay right down there on the K block, Killingsworth. You know what I mean? Northeast Portland, Union Avenue. That shows you how old I am because this shit ain't even Union Avenue no more. It's Martin Luther King. I remember when it was Union Avenue. You know what I'm saying? It was an all black community. Now all the black people, you know what? If you're black, poor, Mexican, whatever, you live out in the numbers. You don't live down on 10th and 12th. 38th no more. You live on 136th, 142nd, because you got to move way out because that's the only place you can afford to move. And part of that is because you were taking your Jesus money, your black dollar, giving it to white Jesus. The black church is representing to you, and they're giving it to white people who are investing in the gentrification of your community. And again, it ain't those white people's fault. It's our fault for not reading, for not thinking things through, for not listening to conscious brothers who come and present you with some alternate information that you may not be used to hearing. And that's what we need right now, some alternate information. Because the information we've been getting is perpetuating the circumstances that we in as black folks. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna sit up here and be like, you know, I ain't no Malcolm Farrakhan cat, you know what I'm saying? I like some white women. I like some pork. You know
So did Malcolm.
I'm saying though is in reality, black people as a whole, we need to think things through. We just accept shit. A lot of times we just accept shit, and we need to quit self-hate. Quit the self-hate. You know what I'm saying? As far as one thing I always hated about being black growing up, and it still happens to me sometimes. If you know how to speak well, you sound white. You know If you're trying to be anything other than, you know, when I was growing up, the gangbang shit was in effect. If you were trying to be something other than a gangbanger, you was trying to be white. And we need to stop. First of all, that's a double self-hatred, because we're saying, when we do that to each other, I'm saying to you as another black man that all I can see you as is a gang member. I don't want you to aspire to anything else. I want you to stay in this little box that they created for us. And then number two, anything that you equate with success or anything you equate with being proper is white. So it's like this double self-hatred. And it used to happen to me a lot because I knew how to speak well. You know what I mean? And it used to happen to me a lot because I used to read. So I'd have other black kids all the time. Oh, nigga, you trying to read when you're a white boy. What the fuck is how do the two things work? I used to get that shit, and then, you know what I'm saying? I used to, I grew up in a few different places. You know what I'm saying? And so one of the things I learned how to do as a black man in America, the first thing you got to master is you have to master the art of being non-threatening. Because as soon as you walk in the door, there's certain things that they assume about you. You know what I'm saying? And so you got to knock them over. You got to be even more non-threatening than a white dude who's your same age, the same build. You know what I'm saying? Maybe dressed the same. Because this is the rationalization. And this is what used to happen to me as a youth. And growing up in some suburban places that I grew up at, my mom would have white friends.